7 planets that are going to be lining up, and in this new moon in Pisces that's coming, it's coming for us to recognize the emotions, recognize what it is that we've been shoving down, not wanting to look at the traumas of the past, the repeating patterns that continue to make themselves known, that is bringing us to a point of needing to choose healing. So take a look at, has there been any patterns that you may have recognized or maybe haven't yet recognized? And notice, has there been any reactions, any triggers? And I always like to say there's gold in those triggers. And unfortunately, we are in an operating system that's a default mode, the default mode network of the brain, which is the ego, which keeps us looping in patterns that feel familiar, that keep us in survival mode. And if you've experienced any trauma in your life, you may have succumbed to tactics to try to numb out so that you don't feel the core wound. The core wound is that belief that you made up about yourself, whether it's I'm unlovable, or I don't matter, or I'm not wanted, or, there's many core wounds. But today I wanted to share with you the importance of taking a deeper look, taking a deeper look at the triggers and your reactions and how they affect other people. And oftentimes we want to justify, and that's an ego tactic of being the victim. Usually there's always a payoff for that. And one of the most sad ones is that you're right. That you're right about whatever it is that you're creating, because you're creating it by the reaction. So what you can do is you can ask yourself, how old is the reaction? Like, when you in that reaction, how old are you in that moment? And I know for something that I was feeling, I felt like I was about 3 years old. And then again, since it's a pattern, I'm sure it was beyond the 3 years old. And then, several other times in my life, because it's a pattern. It recreates itself. So the invitation is to recognize. You could even journal out all the different times you felt that same feeling and the interactions, who was involved. And then the protector, what was the mode of protection that you initiated in that moment? How did you attempt to defend your position? And then take a deeper look. Just take a deeper look and have compassion. Have compassion for yourself. And if you get stuck in your head, those are self-judgments or judgments about other people. And the thing about judgments is everything that we could possibly create with basically self-destructs. Like, we self-destruct ourselves when we don't choose to stand unwavering in love for ourselves and for those around us. So who can you be today, tomorrow, as we go through these planetary alignments with greater understanding about why we do some of the things that we do, and interrupt the pattern. Instead of being in the default mode, choose something else. Choose what you don't necessarily feel you'd want because it feels painful. That's probably exactly what you should do. And not that we want to should all over ourselves. But, life is difficult. And I'm Scorpio. And Scorpios tend to have a full range of experiences. And we end up with a lot of trauma and because we want to learn, we want to grow, we want to transcend, we want to be the phoenix rising, we want to be the underdog that's able to heal the unhealable within ourselves, because sometimes it feels like we're broken. And I always say, you're not broken, you're healing. And every one of us is. I know some people try to pretend that, they've had an absolutely perfect life. But underneath it all, we all have wounds from our childhood. It may come through as repressed emotions, anger, depression, anxiety, a whole range of emotions, frustration. I know when I feel frustration, I need to tell myself that I'm safe and take a deep breath and put my hand on my heart, because we want to get out of the head, we want to get out of the thoughts, because if we can change the thoughts, we can change the feelings and we can change the actions. But in the heat of a moment, a lot of times we don't have the capacity to be able to do that. And just like you, I'm still growing, I'm still healing, I'm still learning. I may have been on this path for over 20 years, and I have. But sometimes it seems so raw and so fresh. And then I realize that's not. It's absolutely not. It's very old. It's a very old, ancient part. And it could be lifetimes ago. But I'm just speaking of this lifetime. But I know that we are here to create healing within our own hearts, within our minds, within our bodies, because our bodies are holding all the information. So and I actually had a migraine headache yesterday, which I haven't had one in a very long time. Change the thought. Change the thought. Change the feeling. Change the action. We have to have awareness in order to do this. And that's what our world is calling us to. Besides the planetary alignments, if you're following the Schumann wave resonance, it's been off the charts. If you're struggling right now, know you're not alone. You're with very good company. All of us are doing this deep inner work. Well, not all of us, but the ones that are choosing to are going deep, and we're creating this awareness so that we can heal. Because our angels are with us. Our beautiful angels are with us. and they're cheering us forward, whether it's passed on loved ones. I can't even begin to count in the last 10 years how many people have gained their wings and are in the heavenly realm with me, cheering me forward. You know, I've been on a journey which has included a great deal that's spiritual, living in spiritual communities for several years. And on that journey, what I recognized was, just like within every one of us, there is the seed, or the light, the dark, the shadow, the light, the say the microcosm of the macrocosm of the microcosm of the macrocosm, something like that. But the reason I bring that up is what we see in the world exists within us. It's like the ocean. You know, the ocean, just like our bodies, well, the world, just like our bodies, is made up of 70% to 80% water. And how is that water in your body? Is it pure? Is it filled with, what are you putting in your body? Are you putting good things in, like fruits and vegetables and good quality food? Or are you putting in a bunch of crap? Because then those waters in the body get unclean. They get polluted, just like our oceans, just like our rivers. And just like the greed that we see in the world, I witnessed the reflection of what I see in the world in spiritual organizations, and I've witnessed it in human beings as well. And if I take it one step further, everything that exists out there exists in here. And my job is to clear that up. My job is to be the witness, to observe what it is that's being felt, and to observe the thoughts, to make the shifts that are needed so that I can, me, body, mind, heart, soul, inner child, loving adult, inner child, my higher self, my soul, spirit. Sometimes this life is not easy. Sometimes it's difficult, especially when patterns come up and they don't make you, but they remind you of past pain or past wounds. And then if we don't catch it by stopping, reminding ourselves that we're safe, taking a deep breath, sometimes we can get caught in that cycle. And what if now was the time to break through it all? What if now was the time to stand unwavering in love and to break through all of those old patterns so that you can truly rise as the phoenix, the phoenix rising, and allow yourself to soar to new possibilities, potentials, capacities, to grow within your heart, to grow within what we're here to create. And I'm still holding out for heaven on earth. Heaven on earth is pretty lofty dream, but I believe it's possible. And I believe there's a lot of pain that we get to move through and release, breathe through, release through. Breathe with me. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Exhale longer than your inhale. You can even hold it for a second before you exhale. Comment below if you'd like information on a free Soma IQ breathwork session. I need to get one scheduled, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. From my heart to yours, I'm Jacqueline Bamanek with Vibrational Energy Solutions, hoping you're making it a great day and sending so much love your way. Bye for now.